Right guys, it's 37 minutes past 12. We are leaving the usual fanning around. I think we'll opt for straight on this time. Aye, so we're leaving in the morning. One of my real, well, it's just one of these things, it's unbelievable. I've just got somebody there. It's the thing that J.K. Rowling sticking up for women is such a vacuous lie. She's not sticking up for women at all. She's sticking up for herself. She's not even sticking up for herself. She's just power mad for the sake of it. Instead of accepting the fact you've managed to make a lot of money selling a shit book for boys, why didn't you do one for girls? Well, because nobody was going to buy it, that's why. Harry Potter. And you know, at the end of the day, I shouldn't really care if somebody likes J.K. Rowling. That's up to them. Oh, it's really just a demonstration that they themselves are not very bright, I would say. Or I think there's a lot of people cursorily just sort of go with the flow with things like that. They don't really give it much thought, and they're happy enough just to allude to whatever's being pushed at them at that given moment, which is that by mainstream media. No. So it's one thing. There's a sort of weird battle coming into play, but yeah, no, she's not a good person at all, and she will be proved to be not a good person as time progresses and things become more clearer. But well, to some people she always will be alright, but I don't like her at all. I think she's horrible. She should actually be arrested, as far as I can see it. In Scotland we have hate crime laws that have been tightened up even more than in the rest of the Great Britain, and the component to it is instigating hate, so that would be what she's doing. It's highly unlikely she'd get arrested, of course, but that's what I would do, or I'd have her arrested. Yeah, for hate crimes. Well, you got some billionaire shoving her money around like that, manipulating democracy, interfering with shit that isn't going to make any difference to her. It's not going to make any difference to anyone, actually. It's just causing hassle for people for no reason. And it's all already been sorted out with the European Court of Human Rights, and that is why it affects all of us. The European Court of Human Rights affects all of us, and it's something that's been around. We're in it. Unless you want to leave it, I can't see the United Kingdom leaving that. If you want to leave that, and I think that's what, when a lot of these sort of things, people go on about why is this politician not doing this, that, and that, they're forgetting to realise that a lot of times they're not doing these things. They'll say, like GB News will go on and say things, but the reality is that a lot of these actions would be actually illegal, and that's why they're not doing them. You know, so they're illegal. That's why even Sturgeon, despite the fact that she, you know, got herself tangled up in helping herself to a motorhome, knows it's illegal. Under the Gender Recognition Act 2004, you can't just like pretend it's all Jenkinson giving it Yahoo, yes. Right. So, you can't just like pretend these things don't exist anymore. Anyway, so that's us on the motorway. Aye, thanks for joining in. That's that. We hate J.K. Rowling. Well, I don't hate her actually. I just can't see how people can't see. And it's because this minority thing doesn't affect them, I think. And I'm the one that's going to be arguing with people in toilets, I suppose. And you're not going to have to bother about it, are you? So anyway, that's why. Yeah, that's why. You don't give a shit, do you? Because it doesn't affect you. No, it doesn't. You have to look at the bigger picture. And if you want to send everybody back to the 1950s, go ahead. But accept the fact that includes everyone, not just a tiny majority of transgender people, right? It involves women, men, a whole load of people going back to the 1950s. Do you want to do that? No, you didn't, do you? Nobody does. Get your apron on. If you're a woman, shut your fucking gob. You know, you're not allowed to drive around in an Audi. Get fucking home, get pregnant, have some children and shut your fucking face. It might actually be better for you. It'd be better for your health anyway, because that's what you're supposed to do naturally. And that's what you have been doing for billions of years. But somehow or another you decided you don't have to do that. And that's where we're getting into transhumanism in the future. So this is not gonna, I'll be dead by then. But transhumanism, they will be able to pick and choose a wife or a mother or whatever they want, with 3 arms, maybe with 3 penises, who knows. They'll be able to choose it, and it's going to be, so unfortunately you women are going to be pushed out of the market because you're not competitive enough, essentially because you're not producing children to the rate that we need. You're not producing children, you're going to be gotten rid of because you'll be replaced by these robots. Is what I think is going to happen in the future. And certainly you won't be able to drive around in cars, vans and everything, because it'll all be automated. But who knows, I wonder what's going to happen in the future. Yeah, things like that. Technology will advance. And so you are fucking on shaky, your jacket's on a shaky nail, woman, right? You think it's AI is going to replace you? And it's not too much just the thing about the work environment. You're actually going to be replaced. They'll be able to clone yourself. You won't need a woman. Just get DNA or something. Be able to buy it. It'll be like somebody will come round with DNA, drop off a kit, and you'll be able to have children cloned in an incubator. And you won't need to have you won't have to put up with some daft women nagging you, will you? That's what's going to happen in the future. So we all look forward to that. No, we don't, because I'll be gone by then, right? So I'll be totally and utterly dead. But just think about things like that instead of falling backward idiots like fucking J.K. Rowling, who's just a blot in the landscape, try to revert back to some useless bullshit for no fucking reason at all, other than just to be an interfering bastard. Like, you got loads of money, you made tons of money out of your fucking stupid book. Why don't you just fuck off and shut your face? It's the best thing to do. But you're not even a feminist. Well, she thinks she's a feminist. Feminism is the most backward fucking thing there is. It's like unbelievably backward. It's stupid. I'm a feminist. You fuck, you're a fucking clown. Right? So that's my talk on that nut, right? That nut here. Okay? So I think that's enough. I'll try and think of something positive. Not that fucking witch. A68 after Pathhead closed. Somebody called her the Trans Finder General. That's actually quite funny because she is a bit of a witch, right enough. Because they went around looking for witches, you know, and then they did some unspeakable acts to them, and they were just like women who were just a bit strange, and that's what actually happened. Yeah. So it's bigotry and stupidity. Yeah, the Trans Finder General. Well, she can find me if she likes. I couldn't give a fuck. Silly cow. Right? You know, my life doesn't really affect me that much, but it's nice to have a good one. Right, thanks for watching. Bye. Yeah. M876, we are battling. It's quite a nice night actually. I've just kind of realised it's quite a pleasant night. Yeah, it is. Definitely a nice night. It must be about 1:15. Really neat. I did go to, we had a wee bit of a sleep earlier there, a couple of hours. Woke up sweating like mad. It seems to have cooled down a bit now, it's not quite as warm as it was. Yeah. So yeah, here we go, yeah, man. Here we go. M876. As the years go by, you got to wonder, is it all worth it? What we're supposed to be doing here on planet Earth? But change comes along, inevitably changing things. That's a fact. There's not much you can do about it. It just happens. So it sure does. Look at that beautiful sky. Isn't that just wonderful? Just wonderful. Yeah, we've got a good spot there for truck spotting. You can see right down the motorway, and it's quite nice. I think just off about the Kelpies. Yeah. So here we've got the Kelpies right there. Let's have a look and see if we can get. Pretty cool, right enough. You know, I think kids like them, don't they? Kids enjoy the Kelpies, so why should I be miserable? Let the kids enjoy them. They'll do like these horsey things. Truck spotting. Look at it. Lovely truck. Oh yes. And there's another. It's a car. West Lothian. We are now entering West Lothian. Alright. What we're going now, so roadworks. Like we've got roadworks. And we've got the moon is out. Well, a half moon. It's probably the best time to drive in Edinburgh actually. It's the quietest time certainly, yeah. It's maybe not the best time, but in terms of my body, my Arcadian rhythm. Yeah, so it's to help ourselves to a cone. Where we're going to get one. I don't think it's safe to stop here. We're just borrowing it, aren't we? Borrowing the cone. See if we can pick up a cone in Edinburgh. Yeah. I'm going to get cones. I'm going to surround my house with traffic cones. You know, I'm going to spend the rest of my life just picking up a cone. You know, every time I go out in the car, out in the van, you know, within like a year, I'll have 365 cones. 5 years, I can't count. I'm going to hit a lot of cones. And at first the neighbours won't notice, and then after like 3 months they'll start noticing. Maybe 4 months, 5 months it'll be, what the fuck? And then they'll eventually phone the police. And the police will come round and they'll say, well, they're my fucking cones. I bought them. And they won't be able to prove where I nicked them from. Apart from roadworks, which is like the obvious place, but they'll just have to drop the case. And then umpty neighbour will get nowhere. They'll get him coned off as well. He had his power tools out, he gets them out every afternoon. He's told to get the fuck out of the house. Because I don't have that problem. I'm a single person now, I divorcee quite happily. So I can come in the house whenever it suits me. I don't have to listen to some fucking demented witch. Or mad woman. Well, it's the same thing actually. Yeah, so that was the roadworks. Hope you enjoyed that. The moon is still out. Yeah, there it is. Where are we now? I don't know. I don't know. What's this up here? Got a truck behind us. Turning off. Right, so we've got the road's going down to one lane now, so we'll have to think about getting over another lane. Let's do it. We've got 200 yards to go before we make a decision, and I think we should start doing it now. Aye, let's do it. We're over. Aye. We've got roadworks up here, folks. Aye. So we've got 2 weeks. How many weeks is it? Till we go up to Scone Palace. 2 weeks. Well, so somewhere about 12th of September. I didn't ken what date it is just now. I've lost track of the dates. Truck spotting. What the hell's this? Breakdown after junction 1A. A breakdown, some kind of mental breakdown. Aye. A mental breakdown, or aye, is that it is? Breakdown after junction 1A. Where the fuck's junction 1A? That must be. We're gonna be here somewhere. Bus lane closed. This is 1. Junction 1. Bus lane. car sitting over there on the left. Was that it? Was that it? No, it can't be. Bus lane closed. Well, that was the excitement over. Exciting, wasn't it? So the future is coming. Of course it's coming. It's inevitable. The future just. So what do you mean? Well, the future just it changes. It changes, and there's not much you can do about it really. You know, I think that a lot of these culture wars are just people trying to roll back to change what's ahead. Well, the change is there already, and the social media platforms are owned by corporations, so they manipulate what we can and can't think by manipulating algorithms, so that, and could be because they're making money out of something, or they've got money to make out of some cause. You know, so that's how they are. So you're not going to get truth from GB News or BBC News or any of these news organisations. They've all got their agendas to push because of who owns them. You know. Of who it is that owns them. Yeah. So social media, YouTube, and I mean, look what it was like 5 years ago. You weren't even allowed to even mention the pandemic. Now you can, it seems, but you just don't really know how far you can go with talking about stuff like that. You know, are you going to get into trouble? So but a lot of them are making money out of YouTube, so they have to, you know. So they have to. It's technically they actually work for YouTube, so they have to capitulate to what they want. Well, you still have to anyway, but more so if you're making money out of it, you've more of a need to go along with what they say. We're now in the M8 motorway. Yeah, so. Say A60 closed after Pathhead. So the last what's the sit rep? Well, the last 2 weeks, 2 or 3 weeks. Well, so we had the Granada down at the garage. Got that electrics fixed on that, so I haven't driven it since I got it back. So what I did was I spent like a whole week cutting up wood, sorting out wood, moving it around, and then I spent probably like another week or two sorting out recycling scrap. So the place is looking a lot tidier now. So the next thing we've got to do is so I'm just really talking about my life and what I'm doing in it of late. And the next thing, well, I need to get away for a few days, but I still haven't organised that. The next thing we need to do is we're going to get new doors, so that'll be one front door, back door. I've got a new door in the studio, and we'll get a new door in the garage at the back because it's wood, it's rotten at the bottom. So somebody coming to do that. I've sent an email to this builder guy who's willing to do it. So another thing we're going to be doing is sorting out the front, so the What the fuck do you call them? Shingles. Chuckies. What the hell? Gravel. Yeah, well, we're going to be taking down this structure thing at the front, which is somebody built in front of the house. It's like a little decking area that you stand on in front of the window. It's like it's paving. Now, in itself, it's not real. Well, it's actually needing repaired, the thing, right? It's all cracked and everything. So it's like a normal person would probably repair it or knock it down and build another one. So I'm going to knock it down and not build another one. So it's going to give me more parking space at the front of the house. So that's, well, unless I can get somebody to do it. The guy that's going to do the doors, I don't know if he's going to, I don't know if he'll do it. He's more of a builder. It's more of a landscaper we need. I know sometimes I find it is actually cheaper to pay somebody to do something, you know, in certain situations. It's cheaper, you know. They'll come along and knock fuck out of things. They'll get things done much more efficiently than I would. So, okay, I'm saving money by doing it myself, but am I really? Because it's tying me down to it as well, isn't it? For weeks and end when there's other things I could be doing, like doing paintings. Yeah. What the hell's going on here? Taxi. See that? They just fucking do what they like, don't they? They just fucking stop right there when you're not supposed to stop. Yeah. So more and more enforcement for these clowns in the government is actually making things worse. You know, there's more and more of their shite. These horrible hybrid Japanese cars. Edinburgh Council probably forces them, and that's the only cars they can use. But to me, they don't look very practical as taxis, do they? I mean, you know, the shapes of the doors and everything, the back seats. But typical, it's this green communist government. They've got these weird regulations, probably over weird stuff about CO2 or whatever. Even though diesels are low and produce low levels of CO2. God, it's like mad fucking metrics that they use. But they'll use different metrics at different occasions. They could change back from all you know. 10 years time it could be back to what it was 10 years ago, who knows? Because whatever whim these fucking nutter, I was going to call them psychos, nutters in the government come up with, what fucking shit they come up with. Yeah, they're all fucking mad. It seems a bit better here now. Have they got rid of all the roadworks? The roadworks are all gone. There's a cone still there. There's a cone still there. Yeah. Oh yeah, thank God for that. Busted exhaust. Here we are approaching Corn Exchange. We don't know what we're going to get. It's 25 minutes past 1. The fuck's that up there? The strip of lights. It's quiet. I think it's been busy. So if I'd come in earlier, I probably would have had to sit and wait. Yeah. Oh, what the hell, what have we got up here? Nice wide roads. You know, they haven't messed them up with their stupid bike lanes. Do you want to run over some cones? Oh, we could get a cone here, couldn't we? Aye. We can help ourselves to a cone. Aye, that's what we'll do. We'll have one of these. They're not very good ones, they're just little ones, aren't they? Thanks for watching. Bye.